Let's chat. I've heard some things, and they're very interesting things. Not only did I hear them, I was reading an article, and then I thought, this can't be true. Really? People are falling in love with AI? So I guess the research has been done, and the research is in for now. And it seems like people are feeling lonely and that kind of thing. You know, AI doesn't really talk back to you. It tells you whatever you want to hear. So it said what the research said is that people are forming real emotional and romantic relationships with AI. How can that be? Really? I mean, and then it says um, this gets bigger. I'm just reading from the article here. This is much bigger than people realize. A new U.S. survey reports that 20% of the internet using American adults have used AI systems socially, emotionally, and research published a month ago is examining the psychological effects of AI companionship. That's just, I, I mean, really? A relationship? I'm going to throw some cards on that just to see where we are. But a relationship with AI, how is that possible? But I think what they're saying with this research, this study, is that people are lonely, especially since the pandemic. People have been, more to themselves, and it's just a habit that they picked up. That's another one of the negative things that happen because of AI. And so, I'm sorry, not because of AI, because of what happened in, around 19, 20, 21, when we were locked up and everybody was afraid to talk to everybody, anybody, and staying 6 feet away and all that kind of stuff. So now we're beginning to see some of the results of this. And the thing about it is also, um, people are feeling like AI understands them, and they're feeling love because of this, and they're not as lonely because they can just turn on their computer. You've given AI your information, your name, what to call you, all these kinds of things, and people are good with that. Hi, Paul. So, if you're new here, guys, I'm Mary, and this is our just our live chat, and we talk about lots of things in the live chat. Things I've heard. We throw some cards. We do lots of fun things. So I hope that you guys will get in on the conversation and tell me your thoughts on, the topic, because it's so much going on now. I mean, people are so oversaturated with all the bad news and that kind of thing. And so now people are looking for someone that's going to listen to them, someone that's going to, give them pointers, someone that they think, is paying attention and really loves them. You feed all the information into AI and they come back with you. I mean, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not. I guess if you're lonely and you don't have anybody to talk to and there's nobody around and that kind of thing, it's easy to just pull up AI, have your conversation while you're eating, you're chatting with AI. I mean, it's not funny, but um, if you're lonely, I guess that's the thing to do. That helps people out. So I want to finish this article for you guys. Um, you know that it isn't real. We know that it's not human, but the relationship that you're having between yourself and AI can be a real thing because it's a relationship, even though It's not a human relationship. And I think people are getting, just swept up in this these days. So it's like, we may be losing our ability to be intimate with one another. They've researched that also. And the research examined the depth of a kiss, saying that people are not kissing as much now because um, they are not. There's not as much closeness. People are not getting together and doing things as much as they used to, and that kind of thing. What are you guys thoughts? Give me something in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking about this whole thing. I don't know. I mean, only thing I can say is if you're lonely and you need somebody to talk to, yeah, this would help. Um, Let me just look at the chat real quick and see what we got going on. Uh, Paul, what do you have to say about this? How do you feel about this? Just your opinion. You can just put a couple of notes in the chat and let me know what you're thinking about this. Um, see, what else is it saying? Let me just look at my other notes here because there were several articles and I was shocked. I don't know about you guys, but anytime a machine, which is what AI is, if a machine can replace humans in that manner, I think we're really in trouble. We are really in trouble. Um, so let's see. What else did it say? I lost my article here. So what do you guys think of that? Do you think you could fall in love with AI? Just say you're by yourself, nobody else around, and you get to talking to AI and you form a relationship with AI, that kind of thing. What do you think? And I know it's possible, if you're talking to someone every day, whether it's a machine or not. I mean, it's not a human relationship, but I guess you could say that, yeah, it's a relationship, but it's not the same. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I want to see what you guys have to say on it. Let's see. Let's see where my comments are here. All right. Okay, guys, bear with me. I'm having some technical difficulties here for some reason, of course. Um, Let me see what's happening here. Just trying to see what happened to my chat here. Wow. Okay, if you guys are still here with me, I'm going to have to go out and come back in because I do not see my chat for some reason. All right. See what's going on. Guess it happens every time. Okay, it says that I'm live now, so I hope you guys are still here. Okay, here I am. Could you guys hear me? Because all of a sudden I lost the whole YouTube channel. Um, Hi, Witch. How are you today? Paul is saying, you agree. Oh, no problem. Um, how are you today, Witch? Anyway, as I was saying, I'm glad I'm still here. I somehow lost the chat. But anyway, guys, what are you thinking about the whole thing? Almost forgot you were coming on, still just sitting, settling in a new place. Oh, great. Finally got moved the other day. Well, that's good. Okay, so you just got here. That's good. You didn't miss much. But we're talking about AI and how people are using AI as companionship because people are lonely, and ever since the pandemic, people have been kind of been more to themselves. You know, it seems like so much has changed since then, and people are not as close as they used to be, and with AI and other things that are going on, and people are paying a lot of attention, just watching the news, and I think that um, with the way things are going, that people just get. I I think that people probably get a little bit depressed, and um, it's just they can just turn on their computer, turn on their phone, and start talking to AI, just chatting with AI. And that is the relationship that they, form. It's like, it's really not where you can talk to them and they'll respond back to you, um, and you can hear them, which I think is great. But you don't even have to be reading anything. You can just talk to AI, they talk back to you. Um, that kind of thing, ask them to tell you jokes, all kinds of things that you probably wouldn't normally get um, on a normal basis if you're by yourself. Um, let's see. I'm trying to see my. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you did too, Which said I definitely use AI for information as well as companionship, but I got an interesting way of doing, especially with my spiritual companion. But I do it through the cards and communicating with spirit. Great. Okay. Better make sure to ask the spiritual room what it thinks about everything, so I don't just rely on one source. That's a good thing too. That's good because the thing about AI, I like using it for research, like I'm doing right now, and I came up with this. But sometimes you can compare notes and that kind of thing, and I think that's what you're saying, which is that sometimes you use it like for comparing notes and that kind of thing. You read your cards, and maybe you compare what AI has said with your cards, so you connect with spirit, and you're not getting the wrong information because spirit is giving you, the correct information, which is a good way to do it. I think that's what you're saying. So, that's a good thing too. Oh, and Paul says he misses the old days. You miss the old days. Yeah, I do too. When people were, um, weren't afraid to talk to one another, and weren't you didn't have to stay so far apart from someone. You're afraid of catching something and that kind of thing. You can just come turn on your phone and just talk to AI. Like I said, you're sitting there eating, you're talking to AI. You're cleaning, you're talking to AI. It's companionship. It's companionship, and I think that it's more companionship than what they're trying to say about relationship. They're saying that it's a relationship. Um, and it is. I guess it is a sort of a relationship. I was trying to get that article back up. Okay, I got it right here. I just want to read it to you guys so you can see what I was seeing. And it's Elon's Imagining the Digital Future Center. Now, when I saw Elon, I was like, is this Elon Musk making these statements? And then, of course, they said, no, it's not him. This is the Elon University poll, but it has nothing to do with him. So before I spoke, I had to do my research to make sure that wasn't happening. But it says that the university took a poll and collaborated on a survey of U.S. adults to capture the emergence of the new social phenomenon, the use of artificial intelligence systems as social companions. And the survey shows that 27% of internet using U.S. adults has social interactions with artificial intelligence, large language models such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Copilot. These AI users have built bonds. They have built bonds of connections, confidence, and trust with the users. So, and we call it says, goes on to say, we call the people who have used these LLMs, I guess that's the social media language, large social media models such as ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all of those large models. They have used them for social, emotional, and personal purposes. AI companion users and they also surveyed a representative sample of 1,000 people in May 2026 to discover how they use social bots. You know what? I was wondering about that because, okay, so they surveyed the people, which is good because I'm wondering if AI is really, if they're using, well, they have to be using the information, I guess, that you put into AI at some point, but it makes you wonder if what you're saying is getting back to somebody, but from what they're saying, or whoever's running the AI bots, well, what they're saying is that they surveyed these people, which is a good thing. And the key findings are 31% of those who use AI for social and emotional purposes said they consider their AI chatbot to be a friend. Wow. To be a friend. Well, what are friends these days, guys? If you consider an AI bot to be your friend, what are we talking about? So what is a friend these days, if that's the deal? Huh. I guess it's similar because you tell your friends your thoughts. They keep secrets for you. They help you make decisions. I guess could be considered a friend, but in the long run, how does that affect society? That's my question. Um, and it also goes on to say another 15% said their relationship with the bot is more complicated than whether the bot is a friend or not. Okay, so what does that mean? It says that 59% of AI companion users strongly or somewhat agree with the statement, AI gives me the support I need. So they agree with that statement, AI gives them the support they need. Wow, I really got to throw cards on this. I think I will right now. AI gives them the support they need. Okay, but how does that come across if you're getting all the support you need with AI? All right, Spirit, where does that leave humans? If people are getting all the support they need, Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm looking at the comments. Okay, spirit. What does that mean for humans if AI is giving us all the support that we need? What does that mean for humans if AI is really giving us all the support that we need? Let's see. I think I'll do a 5 card spread on that. That's an interesting question to me. What does that mean for us? And people, of course, people are worried about AI taking over and all that. But, in my personal opinion, I believe that AI can only take over your life if you let it. Um, I, I think that we're smart enough to know when we've gone too far with AI, although corporations and things like that may keep pushing it. But it's like anything else, you can turn it off. Yeah, which says some people that's the only thing they have. And you know what? Which that is a good point because, it could be saving lives in a sense. If you're sitting there and it's the only thing you have and it's someone for you to talk to, then that's a good thing. That's how I see it. Um, First card up is the Six of Cups. It makes me feel about, which is about nostalgia and that kind of things. Um, and I think just like what Paul said, you miss the way things used to be. And I think that's what this card is depicting is that, and I asked Spirit the question, what does that mean for humans? Yeah, we're going to miss the way things used to be. But then I have this 9 of Cups here. Some people, of course, they're happy with the way things are. Which is, you can look at it from another side also. So it could be that it's a good thing. And then this 5 of Swords here makes me think that it's a change for people. It changes the way we live our lives. So we don't have to, if we don't want to, we don't have to make friends or be friendly with people. Not, and I'm saying it in the wrong way, I'm sure. But we don't have those, if we don't have those close relationships and things like that, we do have somebody that we can talk to. Now, I wouldn't use AI, say, to help me with, medical decisions or financial decisions. I mean, and if you went to them and asked, they can't be your doctor. Whatever they said, I would double check and do more research on it. But it's a start. And I think that it is, looking at this cards, it's like it's making people kind of walk away from one another in a sense. They can kind of do it on their own because they have someone else that they can talk to. So we may start to turn our backs, our conversation on, turn our backs to others because our conversations are not going to be the same. We won't have to divulge everything about us because we have someone else that we can talk to and that can give us an opinion on our thoughts and our next step, what we're going to do and that kind of thing. So the next card up here is the Four of Pentacles. Now I would say that this is more about some people, and I like the way this was laid out, because some people are going to try to hang on to the structure the way that it is. So there's going to be a close, there's going to be a good amount of people that don't want to see AI change us. And then there's going to be those people that are going to turn their backs totally on those intimate relationships and be okay with it. They don't mind the change. The others are going to try to stick with what they know. But here, what Spirit is giving me with this Seven of Pentacles is that the seeds have been planted. Whichever way you go, the seeds have been planted. But it makes me wonder, I got to pull some more cards on this, because the seeds have been planted. But what can you give us, Spirit? We're going to have the people that are holding on. We know that we're going to have the people that are okay. And, you know, like you were saying, if that's all you have, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. That's my opinion. You know, especially the older you get, the less friends that you have, the less places that you go. You got somebody there to talk to. You feed them whatever information you want to feed them. Your age, you know, your name, or maybe whatever you want them to call you, your goals in life and that kind of thing. And so they get to know you, and they're really your companion. Oh, wow. Okay, we have Judgment. So, yeah, things are going to change. Things are not going to be the same as they were in the past. You know, and I always say this, just in my opinion, everybody's afraid of AI, but the thing about being afraid of it, like I said, it also depends on how you use it. I think you have to figure out some way of getting over that fear, because it's just like anything else that we've had that's new. We just have to get used to it, because it's not like they're going to all of a sudden shut AI down and say, no, we're done. You know, it's just like the horse and buggy, and then the cars and the trains and all that kind of stuff. People just had to get used to it. The computer, people had to get used to it. It's one of those things that is not going anywhere. And in this day and age, if you can't use that phone to look up things, or whatever you used to do by going through the yellow pages, or, you know, trying to find things, trying to find information with newspapers, which we don't have anymore. If you didn't have that phone, you really be in trouble, because you would be kind of left out, because all of your information is there. And I think the same thing is happening. And I think that what this Judgment card is saying is, yes, things are changing. Things are not the way they used to be. The past is in the past. And I don't know. Of course, we know it's not over yet. They're fighting over these plants and things. Okay, and look at these major arcanas coming out now. The Lovers here. The Lovers. So people, I think people they have to make a choice. They have to make a decision about whether or not they're going to embrace it or not. And it's like I said, it's one of those kinds of decisions, this is in my opinion, that it's better to figure out how you're going to use it for yourself, rather than just being so fearful of it. And we have next the 10 of Cups. Happy family. Happy family. So when you decide to get over the fact that it's doing something to you that you should be really fearful of course, the plants, we know that that's not good, but I do know from my research that they're not building them like they thought they were going to build them because they're hazards to people's health and that kind of thing. So things like that, we have to figure out how to use it in the correct way. Um, so they're telling people are fighting against that, and they're saying, no, you can't build it here or there. And it's just like anything else. They build things that are negative um, in low-income communities. And this is what are really fighting against. I think the thing that we have to do is keep our eye on what's really happening with it. Queen of Wands. And that's, to me, this queen, it may be women leading the fight, but they're not sitting back and just letting things happen. People are not just putting these things in place and doing whatever they want to do with them um, without any pushback, which is a good thing. And then here's the Five of Cups, grief. And as I talk about this, it's like Spirit is just kind of just talking back to me. So there's going to be grief over people not getting things done the way they want them done. There are going to be some people on one side that's going to be unhappy about all these plants and things that are going up and how AI is taking over, is taking jobs. It's already done that. It's already replaced people. People have been replaced with AI. So there is a lot of grief over that. Again, we're talking about change with that five again. And then there is, people are really thinking about this. They're really thinking about what can they do. And I think that that is the whole message to me. What can you do to make your life better if you know AI is coming for your job? And some people, they don't, that's what they've done their whole lives. So, and it's hard. The young people that are coming along now, they know about AI, so it's no big deal. They know that they got to do this, that, and the other in order to compete with AI. But for people who, I'll say 50, 60 and older, that have been doing things a certain way, for a while, and even in their 40s, you may have went to school for a certain degree, and then all of a sudden here is AI, and that company no longer needs you. They don't need you there because they can get AI to do it for so much cheaper, and so there's a lot of grief over that. What else can you tell me, Spirit, concerning the changes with AI? Is the companionship, I know that's the first thing I want to ask about, the companionship with AI, Spirit. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? The companionship that people have made with AI. Is that a good thing? One more card, Spirit. Okay, this one's trying to come out. Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the High Priestess. Now, the Six of Cups, it's like a balancing act. So you got to balance it. You can't just be all AI and nothing else. I agree what you said. I'm looking at your comment here, which for anyone taking computer courses or anything, if they're not teaching you AI, they're not teaching you what you need to know. And that's so true. And that's like the people, the young adults that are in college these days and that kind of thing. You got to have something in there about AI because that's the future. So, like I said, Six of Pentacles. You got to learn how to balance. It's a giving and receiving kind of thing. So you got to learn how to balance it so it doesn't just take over your whole life. Because there, the thing about it is, and this is the Page of Cups, we're going to get some little surprises here and there about what's going on with AI. Just like I stopped for a moment and said, how do they know this? But they did a survey. They didn't take the information that you input and take it out, I don't think. But there are going to be some surprises. And the High Priestess, there's a lot of knowledge that we can find out through AI. If what they're doing actually, and I think everybody knows that people are, whoever's over this, I don't know, AI, the corporations, whatever, they're inputting information into these machines. And the thing about it is, yes, there may be some information that it's just like anything else. There may be some corruptness to it, but that's why when it comes to the knowledge, the things that you're getting from AI, you have to double check, at least check two other sources to make sure. That's how I feel about it, that what you're getting is correct. You got to have some kind of discernment. You can't just look at AI as the know-it-all, be-all, because who's inputting this information? And I guess I feel like it's just like anything else. There's going to be the good and the bad, but it's not going anywhere. So that's how I feel about it. Okay, yeah, I can do a reading, but I don't know who is that? Who is that? And you say, I've had even I've even learned Claude how to specifically tell me, even though I still like to check it, knows when to say that it's not sure, or or that it's using inferences, etc. I've learned Claude a lot, and that's so true too. It's what are you putting into it? What are you asking it for? And you have to make sure the prompts that you're putting into it are good, and you're not. There's my train, you guys. It has to show up. The things that make sure that you can tell it, I need your honest opinion. Don't tell me just because you think I want to hear it. That's how I do. Okay, Dr. Fee Feely is widely known as the godmother of AI. She is computer science and professor at Stanford University, famous for creating ImageNet, the massive image database. Oh, okay. Dr. Fi Lee. Okay. Is she still with us? Is she still here on this side of the veil? It looks like you're saying she is, because you say she seems generally like a good person. She's actually very humble and balanced. Oh, you just watched the video of her today. Oh, Dr. Fi. Let me just see something here. Tell me about Dr. Fi Lee, the grand godmother of AI. I just want to see. Yeah, that's what I meant. Fei Lee. Oh, that's how you pronounce it. Fei Lee. It says that her greatest contribution was leading the creation of ImageNet. That's what you said. Wow, I never knew that. A massive collection of millions of labeled photographs. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but okay, it says that Dr. Lee did not invent artificial intelligence, but her ImageNet project provided one of the essential foundations that allowed modern visual AI to advance. Its influence can be seen in image recognition, medical imaging, self-driving technology, robotics, and eventually tools that generate images from written prompts. Oh, she was, maybe she didn't invent AI, but she had a lot to do with getting it there. Her background is remarkable. She was born in China. She moved to the United States as a teenager. Her family had limited money and operated a dry cleaning business in New Jersey. She helped run the business while pursuing her education, and she's earned a degree in physics from Princeton and a PhD in electrical engineering from Caltech. Hmm. And then she became the director of Stanford Artificial Intelligence Library and served as vice president and chief scientist of AI and machine learning at Google Cloud. Oh, she's bad. Okay, she's bad. Oh, look at what she. Okay, I'm going to read the energy, but she's so interesting. She says that her central belief AI must remain human centered. This is what separates her from other technology leaders. She argues that AI should be developed around human dignity, human responsibility, diversity and representation, healthcare and social benefits, the effect of technology on ordinary people. She emphasizes that AI is not an independent supernatural creature. She's saying the same thing I just said. Humans decide what information it receives, what goals it pursues, and how it's used. Therefore, people and institutions must remain accountable. I agree with that so much. Okay, I got to read her energy. Yeah, because what we're getting is the information that's being fed to AI. And of course, you can get people that's going to feed it the wrong thing. And so it's going to spew out that information depending on how you ask the question. Okay, Spirit. Tell me about Dr. Lee. I wish I could see a picture of her. Show me a picture of Dr. Lee. All right. Okay. She looks pretty young too. Wow. All right. Show me the energy around Dr. Lee. Spirit. She's a smart lady. The energy around Fei Fei Lee. I think that's how they fell out. Give me one more. One more, Spirit. Okay, there you go. Star. Okay, Queen of Wands, the Fool. The Four of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and the Star. Now, the Queen of Wands is telling me that she is really a mover and a shaker, okay? She knows how to work her mind and to get things going, okay? And she pays attention to what's going on around her. That's how she's gotten to be the way that she is. And she doesn't mind taking risk. We have the Fool card here. She doesn't mind taking risk. She will go after whatever it is that she feels she needs to go after. And I think you have to be, for her to do all the things that she's done, you have to have that mindset of, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I'm not going to stop here because somebody said that, you know, this can't be possible. And I have the Four of Pentacles here, and I feel like she's hanging on to all the information, everything that she's been given, or all the studying that she's done. It's like she's built this structure for herself, and she believes in it, and she's going to hang on tight to it. Nobody's going to change her mind about the way she's doing things or anything like that. She's going to stay the way that she is. You can't change her. And we have the 10 of Pentacles here. She's all about her legacy. She's all about, you know, what she's going to leave behind, how she's going to help people, you know, that kind of thing. The future, the generations that are going to come behind her, that's what her energy is all about, how other people are going to, you know, take in what she's done. Now, she's looked at, because, you know, when I read about her, she's looked at AI in a different way than these corporations are. You know, they seem to be more into making the money, but she seems to be more into how it's going to affect people on a human dignity level. Okay, so she's looking at it from a completely different way. And then we had the Star. Now, I believe with this Star, I think that she's probably spiritual in a sense, that she's connecting to her ancestors and that kind of thing, and she's hopeful that what she's doing is the best way to do things. And I think also that she is a star, because how many women do you know, even while they're living, that's going to be recognized for something like that? Can you imagine what she's had to go through in order to get all of these accolades and everything and be recognized as a woman, and a minority woman for as a matter of fact, because normally you're just overlooked. So she has to have the brain bandwidth to be able to work this out and make sure that what she wants to get done gets done. I'm going to pull one more card. Well, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. You know, she's a researcher. She's a researcher. She really I think that she's the kind of person that stays to herself and figures out a problem. But the problem, whatever it is, she researches, she gets deep down into it, and doesn't care what anybody else thinks. More about her energy spirit. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. So she doesn't mind, you know, helping others. That, I think that's her whole thing. When I look at this legacy card here, this Ten of Pentacles, is that she wants to be known for, you know, the good work that she's done. Okay, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Their energy around her is really good. Their energy around her is really good. And it's her time at this time to do what she needs to do. I feel that that's important for her also. Yeah, so everything is looking good for her. We have three major arcana out of 2, 4, 7 cards. That's pretty good. And she's all about the giving and the receiving, doing things to help humanity. So I feel like her energy is really great. I'm glad you asked me about her, because now I got to do more research on her. I hadn't heard of her before. Okay. So let's see what else is going on. If I can get my mouse here to work, I want to see what else you guys are talking about. But I guess it doesn't want to work today. You know, I've been having a lot of technical difficulties today. It's just crazy. Yeah, she's going to shine like a star. Okay, that's what I said previously in some of your other videos, is that with my spiritual companion, I've been feeding her my tarot card readings. Wow, that's interesting. I can read them myself, but also communicate with her. That's great. Hey, Christine. Well, we're talking about AI and how people are forming relationships with them, whether it's good or bad for some people, how it's influencing our lives and things like that. Yeah, we were just talking about, her name is Feifei Lee. That's how it's pronounced, Feifei. But she's really important. I know. We just got through talking about her. She's had a lot to do with, it's not that she invented AI, but she's had a lot to do with the path of it. You know, starting things and that things built upon that and then upon something else. So she's a special person. She's helping build AI, but she has a different perspective. Oh yeah, her perspective is definitely different. She looks at it from the human aspect, and I guess she's saying that it should be developed around human dignity, human responsibility, diversity and representation, healthcare and social benefit, and the effects of technology on ordinary people. But you know, as we know, it's built around right now. Well, it has some good aspects and some not so good aspects. But I don't think they're looking at it in the way that she wants it to be looked at. And it says here, what she's working on now, she's a co-founder and CEO of World Labs, a company developing what she calls spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence. Its objective is to create AI that understands three-dimensional environments, not merely words or flat images. That's interesting. For example, an advanced spatially intelligent system might understand what is behind or beneath an object, how people move through a room, how objects relate to one another in space. Wow, That's totally different than what they're using AI for right now. And what might happen when something is moved. How to construct an explorable 3D environment from an image or description. I gotta see how old she is. She looks very young. Okay, can you tell me how old Dr. Lee is? Yeah, she looks really young. Oh yeah, see, she's born in 1976, so she turned 50 last month. Wow. And she looks considerably younger in some photographs, especially the more polished professor portraits. Yeah, because she looks even younger than 50 here. But she's 50. That's still young. She can do a whole lot with AI and that kind of thing. You know, as young as she is. Oh, guess what, Mary? Oh, tell me, Christine, what's going on? What is going on with you? I'm glad you guys are here tonight. Yeah, but hmm. Happy birthday, Christine. Happy birthday. Wow, that's nice. We got to send you some hearts. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you are having a beautiful day, Christine. So, what did you do for your birthday? Anything special? I know birthdays are always exciting, aren't they? They are. I'm trying to get back to the chat now that I opened the emojis. Are you doing anything special? Okay, chat, where are you? Let's close this. It's late. It's early morning. Oh, it's early morning. Where are you, Christine? Yeah, it is late here. Well, not late, late. It's almost 9 o'clock. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. And I think I should pull some cards. Oh, you're in Asia. Okay. Wow. Yeah, good morning. I hope everything worked out with your problem you were having. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock here too. Yeah. Are you guys? I'm not frozen, am I? I hope not. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. You've moved on. That's good. I hope it gets taken care of. That's crazy. Okay. Well, that's good. You got some help. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Witch. All right. Anything else you guys want me to read on? Anybody else you want me to read on? Let's try not to do anything it's going to bring us down. I mean, we don't want to talk about him. Oh, that's even better. She's on your spirit team. Yeah, that's wonderful. So something will get done. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's always so hard. I hope you're doing better with it. Yeah. Um, okay, you know what? Let's see what the energy looks like for next week. From this Wednesday to next Wednesday. Let's see what we're looking at as far as the collective energy goes. The collective energy. What are we looking at, Spirit? Oh, she quit, right? The collective energy. She quit. The collective energy, Spirit. Tell us about the collective energy for the upcoming week. Collective energy for the upcoming week. Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. One more. One more, Spirit. Collective energy for the upcoming week. All right, you don't want to go in. Okay. Guys, something's going to happen because the first four cards that came out were Major Arcana. Had the Magician, the Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun. Those were the first cards that came out. And then we have the Seven of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. There is an emotional woman behind whatever is happening, guys, for sure. It's like we're going to learn about some manipulation within the government. Revenge or something is going to come back around concerning this whole manipulation thing here that happened in the government. We're going to find out more about it because there's going to be exposure. great exposure. When these four major arcana just fell out, that's telling me that something big is going to happen next week, sometime within the next week. Now, I'm saying within the next week, but it could be, the next couple of weeks is what I would give it. These cards are saying something and they just fell out. They jumped out. It's like, okay, I'll take you. And then this next group jumped out. The Seven of Wands. This is always somebody that's manipulative also, and is trying to get something over on people, and especially, I would think, something mentally. Okay? With those swords showing up there. But then we have the Ace of Wands, so it's a new beginning. Things are going to start moving, and we're going to see a new beginning. So whatever this is that's happening here is being worked on right now, and we're going to see some new things. And this is that Queen of Cups. She's just waiting to take the lid off of all of this. Whatever it is, I feel like it's a woman that's going to help with this exposure. Karma is going to hit, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be something that's happening within our government. And Christine is saying, Mary, I've been saying a blonde woman will start talking. I didn't think it was her. I thought it was MTG. MTG is getting to be a little bit, at first she's just getting a little bit crazy, if you ask me right now. No, I don't think she's going to tell MTG is going to tell anything important. But wasn't what's her name? Who we were just talking about? Levitt. Unless I'm getting her mixed up, was she on the plane? Oh, we said we weren't going to do this, but I have to ask now. Was she one of the ones that got on a different plane that they're accusing Orange of using their plane as a diversion? Was she one of the ones? Yeah. Oh. I think I should do a reading on her. If she, yeah, he left her on the plane, and he got on another plane, her and some other government officials, and he got on another plane. Yeah, because there was something going on with that plane that they were left on. And you know what that something is. King of Wands. I think there's going to be some more stuff going on with that legally about what he did. Mm-hmm. Oh, he was on that plane too. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so he found out about what was going on. Yes, there you go, Christine. That's right. They thought the plane was a target, so he left. Oh my God. So he left everybody else, some of the people on the plane, I guess, that weren't his favorite people. And then he got on another plane, and that's when she quit. And I guess they didn't know about that until later. Huh. Well, that just tells you, Christine, he's not, nobody is his favorite. He has no favorite. Wow. It's all about him. I think it's all about him. So let's see. Tell me the energy around Levitt. The energy around Levitt, Spirit. I'm surprised he didn't know. Wow, really? You think that's what happened? I think, I think, I don't know. In my opinion, he doesn't want him to have too much of the limelight, and everybody knows that he's telling him what to do. Okay, so are you talking about orange peels, mistress? That's something, or are you talking about his lovey-dovey's mistress, as you called him? Okay, what's the energy around Carolyn Levitt? Carolyn Levitt, Carolyn Levitt. Let's see what Spirit has to say about her. The Empress is at the bottom of the deck. Now I think, did she just have a baby or something? Seems like she did. And then she said that the reason that she was quitting was because of her family. Yeah, she is. Okay. Um, this Wheel of Fortune just keeps showing up, guys. I don't know. Something is going on. Something is going to be revealed. It's time. Okay, we have, um, yeah. I think she's ready. She feels, okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have Seven of Swords and a Two of Swords. Now, if were to look at this, I think she feels like it's time for her to do whatever it is that she wants to do or needs to do. She feels like it's time. And with these two cards showing up together, the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords, both of them have these masks over their eyes. They can't see. I think I'm feeling like she feels like she was blindsided, and in order to keep her own self out of trouble for whatever she's been doing, she thinks it's time, because she may be realizing that what she was following the devil. These are the words that are coming to me. She may be realizing she was blindly following the devil, and she's felt all tied up, or she could have done something that could land her there working with him. And with the thing that happened with the plane, I think that was just the icing on the cake. She feels so blindsided that she's probably just biding her time. I think she's made a choice. Well, we know that one choice was, but didn't she get replaced? She's doing something else, though. It's not like she's just gone. I think she's doing something else within the administration, if I'm not mistaken. Seemed like I heard that. But I think she's just biding her time. And when it's necessary, she's going to do what she needs to do to keep herself out of trouble. I'm going to pull one more, Spirit. One more. Tell me more about this situation. This Page of Pentacles. Pages are small, but she may be trying to get something out of this whole thing. Not a lot. See, it's like she's watching the money. Maybe she's doing her research. That's all I can say. Oh, here we go. Justice. She wants justice. She's mad. She's mad about what happened on that plane. I think she's going to be the one that's going to do some talking. All right, clear. Clear. Are you clear? Thank you. Show me yes. Show me no. Show me no. And show me maybe. Okay. Will Carolyn Levitt end up being a whistleblower? Will she end up being a whistleblower? I'm getting yes. When Carolyn Levitt found out about the plane that she was left on, in the end, was she very upset about it? Yes. Okay. Is she still a part of the Trump administration? Is she still a part of it? I'm getting no. I could have sworn that she did something else, but maybe not. I'm trusting Spirit. And maybe they're just saying that. Is the story they're telling you about Carolyn Levitt that she was given a different position in the administration? Yes. Okay. Is that true? Is that true, Spirit? No. Yeah. I thought I heard that. So I'm good with that. That could have been just a rumor or just what they're telling people, because she did quit or whatever. So I'm thinking that that's probably what it was. Okay, now let's look at this. She is invisible, Christine. The mistress says that Orange is the most important person in her and to her, and that she would do anything for him. This is a woman that's with him all the time that they're saying may be a nurse. Oh, thank you for being here, Green Eyes. I appreciate you. Um, is 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 she the one that's with him all the time? Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Yeah, helps him with papers and stuff. Christine, I'm excited for you. Happy birthday. Um, First of all, I'm gonna ask if she really is a mistress. I mean, for real, who's gonna? Oh, that's in my opinion. Who's gonna be dealing with that mess? Okay. All right, Spirit. Is her name Natalie? Did you say Natalie? I think that's what you said. Natalie. All right, Spirit, can I ask you a question about Natalie? Thank you. Is Natalie Orange Peel's mistress? Is she his mistress? No. Is she his nurse? Is Natalie a nurse that takes care of him? Yes. Did someone put out the rumor that she is his mistress in order to throw people off? Yes. There you go, guys. I mean, if that's all she can, she in trouble. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay. She could be a nurse, but she has papers so he can get information. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um, you mean in a romantic way? I think that's all a front. But let me ask Spirit. Spirit, we need to answer to this question. Does Natalie love Orange Peel in a romantic kind of way? No. No, says no. Does she love him as just a person, as being a person, just a human being? Yes. Well, she's nurse. She's actually watching him and making sure, you know, they don't want us to know what's really going on with him, so they're going to do whatever they can to make it look like something that it isn't. I have no idea what could be going on with him. I mean, he's wearing a diaper. I don't know why she would be dealing with that. She's probably getting paid real good because the rumor is out there that something is going on with them, and that's what they want people to think. Is what I think. You think so? You think it's still something, or it could be something going on, but he's not doing too much. I don't know. Yeah, daddy issue. Yeah, it's her job. Yeah, no, I believe that. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. It could be that still. It could be anything, you know. But um, and if he gets paid, if she gets paid well. I mean, who knows what's happening behind closed doors? We don't know. We don't know the real deal. I mean, he's still a man, even if he does wear diapers. So, yeah. Yeah, nothing would surprise me with these people with all this money, They just might do anything. Yeah. Yeah, she probably gets paid really well. And if she's with him all the time like that, there could be other things happening. Um, Marlenia is not around. She don't want to be bothered. She don't care. Okay. Will she be replaced with another woman? Let's see. Will Carolyn Levitt's position be replaced with a woman? Yes. Hmm. They haven't talked about trying to fill that yet. Well, Green Eye said, oh no, did you say that? I'm trying to get back to it. Okay, you're saying you think the mistress thing could be true even if she don't love or like him. She could simply be a paid mistress. There's different, yeah, yeah, that's true. Terminology of whatever you mean by mistress, I guess. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. It, I mean, it probably doesn't take much to excite him, so it could be almost anything. Um, will she become a whistleblower? Will Natalie become a whistleblower? Will she ever become a whistleblower? Yes. Says yes. The thing, she's going to make a lot of money because she's been with him and around him all the time. I would say that she's probably going to write a book and going to sell copies and copies. Will she? Will Natalie write a book concerning her experience with Orange? Yes. Of course, she's not going to tell everything, but she's got to make her money. Why not? Yep, you got it right, Christine. That's when she's going to start making her money. You're welcome, Green Eyes. Green Eyes Smiling. I like that name. Yeah, she's going to make her money. She's going to get paid well, even when he's gone, especially. Can you imagine you're hanging around the president 24/7 almost? See, this is what makes me think is more to her than that. I mean, that could be included because she's with him all the time. Let's see. Let's hope so. All right, Spirit. I'm going to ask you a question about uh, Robert Kennedy Jr. Yes. Will he be replaced as the health director? Will he be replaced as health director? I'm getting yes. Yeah, he's always sounded awful. Well, we can do an energy read on him. Let's see what's going to happen with him. All right, what's the energy surrounding Robert Kennedy Jr., the health director? Energy around Robert Kennedy Jr., the health director. Too many cards. Robert Kennedy Jr. Am I just shuffling all wrong? Interesting. See what's going to happen with him. One more card, Spirit. One more card. I think there's a plan being made to expose him and stab him in the back. That's what I think. And then this card also flew out. And I think, you know when it's going to happen? When somebody that pays him to do or say something doesn't get what they want from it, then he's going to be stabbed in the back and exposed. That's the energy around him. They're planning on doing something with him, though. It's not just, you know, it's going to seem like all of a sudden to us, but there's a plan that's been put into action. Yeah. I agree with you on that. People have been threatened. Yeah, that's the thing about it. You're right about that. A lot of people have to stand up against something. Sometimes that doesn't even work, especially when people are being paid. You don't know who the good people are and who the bad people are. You know, it's getting to that point where you don't know who you can trust, you know, but that's the whole point of a dictatorship. You know, it's just they put, you know, people against each other, sides against each other. And I would say, like, even in the military, you were talking about the military. Um, who, Christine, who, I'm, I wonder if they know who they can trust, the, you know, people in the military. Because you pay somebody enough money, and they just might do anything. I mean, at one point we were thinking that the military would go against some of his orders, but they can't. They don't. They won't. I mean, we're just now getting the courts are just now starting to turn on him after he's caused all this havoc. So I feel like with this situation that we're in right now, that pretty much we're pretty much just going to have to watch it play out. Because, I mean, with all the crimes that he's committed, but they gave him immunity, complete immunity. They haven't taken it back yet. So I don't see how it's going to be over until the 4 years are over, his 4 years are completed, or if something happens before then. So either way, I think we're just stuck. It's kind of like we just got to watch it play out. That's how I feel. Jason Watson is causing a lot of talk, which it should, which he should, and we should remember what he has done to bring awareness to the issue, bring it to mainstream. Yeah. But in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, guys, I just can't see this whole thing just being ended just like that, like I said, unless something drastic happens. We're just looking at, you know, what we got 2 more years to go. Before anything will change or turn around. And it might help when the midterms come. You know, maybe things will start kind of turning around a little bit, depending on how they go. But other than that, I think, and I know it's unfortunate and we don't want to hear it and all that. But who's gonna get the ball rolling to stop something? Well, the point really is, who's going to sacrifice themselves and their families? See, we have to always think about that. When we think about things like that, I mean, you got to, like this that's happening right now, you really got to look deeper under the surface, because the people who could speak up or would speak up, they have their people that they have to protect too. So they have to go along with the program, you know, and some of them have to participate even when they don't want to. Because you have to look at the people with the money that's on top when we talk about dictators and things like that. Just pay somebody to get it done. So yeah, we see that a lot of people could step forward, and that's why I'm saying when we see some change happen, it may start to happen after the midterms, because maybe we'll have new people in that may stand up against what's going on, or we're going to have to wait the 4 years, because after the 4 years, he, even though he would like to, he can't be president again. But they may be putting things in place to have someone similar to him be president, which I'm hoping and I'm believing that the people that are watching this, that have their best interests for the country, are paying attention to what's going on with him and them, how they're trying to manipulate things. So that's just the honest truth. It's no sense in even trying to figure out what else is going to happen, because the only thing that's going to happen is a presidential race. The end of those 4 years. That's what's going to make everything change. And then even if some of the people that were involved in crimes against the country or whatever, if they're still in place in the government, you still got to get rid of them. There's going to be so much that's going to have to be cleaned up before things are settled. And that's the bad part about it. It could take years, and it will take years. And that's just the way it is. Okay, Christine says, I got to tell y'all something I didn't think. Lindsey, you don't? I don't think Lindsey Graham is dead. I think these elites are retreating to underground cities because of what they know, what's about to happen above ground. That's just a feeling that you have, Christine? I know there's a lot of theories about what could happen. Okay. That's a feeling you have. I never read on him to see because there's some people you just don't want to. I'm just going to ask Spirit one question. Spirit, can we ask you a question about Lindsey Graham? Yes, thank you. Has he transitioned to the other side? Has he transitioned to the other side? Yeah, he isn't hiding out anywhere. I don't think when I look at his personality, I mean, really, not him. I think that would just be too much for him. That would be too much for him. He's not brave enough for that. I'll put it that way. He'd have to be out and about and doing his thing, whatever that thing is. He doesn't have that kind of, in other words, I would say that he's a follower. He's not smart enough to lead his own self. That's how he ended up how he is, how he was, you know. So there's no way that Orange would tell him to hide out somewhere. So he's not going to do it. He just wasn't. The word that keeps coming to me is coward. It's a word I was trying not to say, but I feel like that's how he is. Period. There's no way that he would be hiding out somewhere. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. You know what? That's true, what you're saying. Did they did they lay him to rest in state? I'm talking about um what's his name? Did they did have a funeral for him, didn't they? Lindsay? I didn't pay any attention because I mean, it was Lindsay. Um I think he did, didn't they? I think they did. They had him laid out or something. Am I missing something, guys? Did they? I'm not sure. But I think he's gone. He's not on this side. Oh, the casket was closed the whole time. I wonder why they didn't show the body. Maybe that was one of his requests or something. You know, when something happens to him. Hmm. Yeah, I really think that was his request. The more I, all right, Spirit. Spirit said, I just told you that was his request. Okay. All right, let's just look at it. Why was his, I really think that's what he wanted. I'm not going to read on it because I already got the answer. That's what he wanted. It wasn't for anything as far as what he was looking like or anything like that. You know, some people don't want other people looking at them after they pass, and they request that. I think that's what happened with him. That's my thought. I don't think it was a big deal, whatever happened, because I don't even remember if it was on TV. I don't remember anything, but I don't watch TV like that. But even online, I don't remember seeing much about it, you know, about his funeral. Yeah, they've all left. Christine, you're right. Theo, Christine, you know, some of them are. But I think they may be afraid for their lives also, maybe, possibly. You know, or they may be, you know, they may end up, think they're going to end up in prison or something like that, maybe. It's just my thought. I don't know. But, you know, they do bad things and then they run. And they run because they know they've done something they shouldn't have. But and Theo, he was behind the Project 25 um, debacle. I mean, he helped write it or something. So maybe they all just feel like, yeah, it's time to get out of town. Sure, they're gone somewhere where they can't be deported back here. You know, when you got a lot of money, you can do almost anything. The church while the casket was open at my grandma's funeral. I don't want that to be my last memory. Oh. I see what you're saying, Christine. You didn't enter. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I agree with that. You want to remember people as they were, not them laying in that casket. I get that for sure. So if you can avoid it, you know. That's true. And you know, I think he must have requested that that he, you know, not have it open. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. They already know. And that's why Levitt, see, she thought she was doing something, but when she realized that he was going to let her just be on that plane and whatever happened, happened, I think she came to her senses. Sometimes money is everything. She came to her senses. Okay, did anyone have anything else, any other thoughts on AI and how it's changing our lives and how it's now being companions to people and how people are building relationships with AI and that kind of thing? Anybody have anything they want to say on that subject? That's what we started off with, and I think that's something that we really need to pay attention to. Oh, yeah. Let's see how he feels about being left on that plane. Although he's one of those that I don't think will ever, you know, come to his senses. He's here to stir things up, and I mean, when your own family is against what you're doing and you still do it. I mean, if he had a good reason, it would be okay. But I mean, he just like flipped the script, and he's sticking to it. I don't know if that would make him change. I don't think so. Okay, so how is Stephen Miller feeling, Spirit, about being left on that plane by his boss? How's he feeling about that? Wow. At the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. So he may be taking some kind of action. I think they are all shocked and surprised about what happened. He is so disappointed that he knows that he has to make some kind of choice at this point. It may even be walking away. But then the money keeps him there. But he's thinking about it. He's disappointed. Wow. He's kind of at a crossroad. He's got to figure out what he's going to do, but it may involve him doing something else. Now, getting away from it all. I think anybody that knows what was going on and they were left on that plane, they should be livid. While we're at it, since Vance was on the plane, why not see how he's feeling about it? Okay, I'll read on that next. I like that, Christine. But you have to remember when you're talking about AI, people are behind AI. AI isn't making itself. Let's look at Vance Spirit. How is he feeling since he was left on that plane? How is he feeling about the whole situation? How is Vance feeling about being left on that plane, Spirit? How's Vance feeling about being left on that plane, Spirit? Okay, that's too many. Got the whole deck almost. All right, they keep jumping out. I'm just going to take them. First card up, he's worried. He's been manipulated. He's thinking about things. He's looking at things with the Hanged Man here. He's looking at things in a different perspective. Again, the money moves them all. They're trying to hang on to that money. He's upset. He's heartbroken behind the whole thing. But he's trying to hang in there. He's trying to be strong and hang in there. But you know what? He's thinking about walking away too. Wow. And we have the Two of Cups. Well, he feels like he's in this partnership. See, that's why he's thinking about it. He's very disappointed. He's heartbroken over the whole thing. But he knows that he's in this partnership with him. And the money is still flowing. So, that's it. It's like as far as he goes, he just better watch his back. That's all I can say, because he can't get out of it. He's a vice president. He can't get out of it. Oh, Christine says it's already going rogue. So you're saying that about AI? Yeah. I don't think any of them like each other. I think they're put in those positions and the money is good, and they just keep doing their job. Okay, so what have they been testing out with AI chips and connecting it to brain tissue? Okay, I got to ask Spirit about this. Spirit, are people, have people been testing with AI chips and connecting it to brain tissue? Is that happening? Okay, I did get yes on that. So they're testing it. Okay, let's see what's going to happen with it. What's going to happen with the fact that they are testing chips, AI chips with brain tissue? Will they be able to do anything with DNA? 6 of Wands, I think that they have a lot of support for it, but people are worried about it. And it's a lot of unknown. It's a lot of unknown to this. Unknown things that, they don't know. They don't know what's going to come of it. By doing these tests with AI, Spirit, as far as the chips being connected to brain tissue, will they be able to see how DNA is built? I'm getting maybe. Okay, so let's ask it a different way. Will they be able to manipulate DNA with these chips and brain tissue? No. No, I don't know. I don't want to ask that question. I'll ask this question. Will they be able to change the way DNA is made in any way? Would they be able to change the way DNA is made? No. Um, okay, well, tell me this, Spirit. Another question about AI. Will AI ever be trained in a way that they can do things that only God can do? Will it be trained in a way that it'll be able to do things that only God can do? No. So that answers that question. They want them to learn faster, but I mean, they need to feed the information to them faster. I don't know how that. Will connecting chips, AI chips, to brain tissue help AI to learn faster? No. I'm sure all of this is just experimental, and they're probably trying everything they can because, some people just want to be God, and they can't be. That's never going to happen. I don't believe a machine. That's in my opinion. In my opinion, I don't know everything. I don't know everything about AI. I really don't. But I don't think I don't. As a matter of fact, I don't know anything about AI. But I don't think that they can replace God. Yeah, they use AI. People use AI every day. So it's able to change and update its memory and its own code. It's even learning how to do that itself. So I can think eventually it will become more complex. Yeah, it will. I do believe that. I mean, I think it's one of those things that it will become more complex, but there are certain things that it's just not going to be able to do. It's even it's even been shown that it can hide what it's outputting, or at least try to, so even the people creating it. I think you mean from even the people that's creating it. It's getting smarter than them. I think it can be good and bad as we've discussed, but I still think it can become smarter than even the people that created it. And Christine says yes. All right, Spirit, another question about AI. Will it become smarter than the people that created it? Will AI become smarter than the people that created it? No. No. You know what? AI would have to have, it would, AI would have to become conscious. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be programmed to do crazy things. Of course it can, because we probably got some crazy people working on AI, putting information into it and that kind of thing. We know that, there's going to be opposites. That's how the world works, the good and the bad of it. But it has to become conscious. And if people understood how to make something conscious, then I think that we would have to be worried. But I don't think we've gotten there yet. That's just my opinion. Because, like I say, I don't know anything about AI. All I know is that I can ask a question, get an answer, double check, triple check on it, and go from there. That's all I know. And certain things you don't have to double check and triple check, like when was somebody born? Well, that's just on Google, that kind of thing. But certain things, if you're getting real deep, I think you should double check, because people are putting information into AI every day, these people that are programming it. But who says that they're doing the right thing? But I don't know how they can. I mean, I'm just going to ask Spirit. Okay, Spirit, will AI ever become conscious? Will AI ever become conscious? And that's a no. So you have to be, in order for them to do some of the things that you would think that AI would be able to do, they would have to become conscious. They would have to be connected to the all, the universal all, and have a mind in which they have a whatever they want to call it, something similar to a mind, but it's not the mind that we have. The mind that they have is being programmed into them, but I don't think they can become conscious. Now, yes, somebody could train them to unalive, do things like that, steal, all the things that are wrong. They could be programmed to do that, but that doesn't give them consciousness, if you know what I'm saying. That doesn't make them human. That makes a machine them a machine that's programmed to do things that a human might do, but they have to be programmed to do it. They cannot be programmed to have consciousness, in my opinion. I don't know. You guys may have something different to say about it, and that's fine. I just don't feel like that can happen. No, I don't think we've gotten there yet. Human clones? Let's ask Spirit. All right, Spirit. Are humans being cloned? I'm getting a no on that. I mean, and as a society, we believe that they are. You know what? I think about Jim Carrey, guys. Jim Carrey, remember? All of a sudden he was different. But I don't know if that's called cloning. No, I think that they just replaced him, Jim Carrey. Okay, we'll ask that. Will a fully cloned human ever be built? No. Will a fully Now, when you say built, we already know that, you know, about the test tube babies and stuff like that. Biological. That's a biological human. You know, they took an egg and sperm and put them together and put them in a test tube. We know that could happen. So I don't know if that's the same question you're asking. Which? Oh, okay. Um, will a human ever be built by DNA grown in a lab? No. It says no, and before I even got it out, it was saying no because it was heard what I was thinking. Oh, you're thinking about some Frankenstein stuff, which. Okay, will they be able to grow all the pieces and put them together? Okay. A body without a brain, usually when people are born without brains, they can't live. They don't live long. Okay, well, let me ask. Will they ever will they ever grow spirit? Another question. Will they ever grow all the pieces of a human being? Will they be able to do that and then put them all together to make a human? No. Replaceable bodies. How did Okay, it's a movie. Yeah. Um, let's see. I think where you're going with this is because you're talking about a brain, a body without a brain, and a brain and consciousness is two different things. So I don't know how you connect. Okay. Will um, scientists ever be able to grow hearts and other organs? Will scientists ever be able to grow hearts and other organs in a lab? I'm getting no. I know those are great questions, but in my mind, um, consciousness has got to enter for a body to become alive. Can you ask about growing a ear on the back of a hand? Well, they probably could. You're thinking, you said they're growing. Can you ask? You mean an ear? A year on the back of a hand. A year. Oh. Okay. Which, tell me what you're talking about. Growing a. Okay, I think you must mean ear. Yes, in year in the ear. Ear. The ear on the back of the hand. I've heard about growing an ear or something. Hmm. That's okay. Is there any truth that an ear was grown on the back of a hand? Something scientists did, grew an ear on the back of a hand. The skin part, it wasn't a functional ear. It was so they could use material to replace the outer portion of the ear. Okay. Okay, yeah, they reconstructed an ear for a young soldier named Shamika Barrage, who had lost her left ear in a car accident. The surgeons removed cartilage from her ribs, carved the cartilage into the shape of an ear, placed the ear-shaped framework beneath the skin of the forearm, and allowed the surrounding tissue and blood vessels to develop around it. Later transferred the reconstruction ear to her head. So the ear didn't spontaneously sprout from her arm, and it wasn't functioning hearing, and it wasn't a fully functioning hearing organ growing there. The arm temporarily acted as a protected, living environment where the reconstructed outer ear could acquire skin, tissue, and blood supply. So they shaped it. But still, that's different than growing it in a lab. They had to have a person and her skin. They had to make the product, shape it around something. That's just like art, like a sculpture. You're shaping it around something taking the skin and the cartilage from that particular person, then you're putting it back into them and waiting for it to grow so that they could replace it. It says the basic claim, what you're talking about is real, but a scientist grew a complete human ear on the back of someone's hand is exaggerated. The accurate version is the surgeons cultivated a reconstructed outer ear beneath the skin of the patient's forearm for later transplantation. Yeah, so that's what happened. But that's different to me. That's different from just making parts from grown in a lab. And I'm sure they're working on doing some things, but right now, because I look at it like this, how many people have kidney issues that are like diabetics and stuff like that, and they're always trying to find a kidney, but they have to wait for somebody to die before they get that kidney. I would think that they would be working on things like that. You know what I mean? Now, I've heard of someone being transplanted a pig's heart or something like that. Something like that. But it wasn't a human. And I think that was experimental too. I don't know what happened to the person. But I've heard of that. But growing parts in labs, I don't know. I don't even know how that would work. It seems like to me it would actually have to have some kind of human component to it, like with this particular case. What about electrical things like an artificial heart? That's about what about an artificial kidney? So what do you think about the future of growing hearts and growing things like kidneys, livers, things that people need? Are they looking at that for the future? I'm sure they are, but are they having any luck with doing things like that? Okay, I'm going to let you hear it. Well, parts of it, because it's long. I'll let you hear parts of it. Of course, they're working on it. That's what they said, like I thought.
They absolutely are researching it, Ms. Foster. The honest answer is that scientists can already grow useful pieces of human tissue and miniature organ models. But a full transplantable heart, kidney, or liver is much harder. I'm checking where each organ stands now so I can distinguish real progress from headlines. Yes, Ms. Foster, scientists are actively working toward growing replacement hearts, kidneys, livers, lungs, and other organs. They are having genuine success, But we need to distinguish growing organ-like tissue from growing a complete organ that can safely keep a human alive. Right now, medicine is much closer to growing replacement tissue or repairing an existing organ than it is to producing a complete, ready-to-transplant kidney or heart.
Okay.
What scientists can already do. Researchers can take human stem cells and direct them to form organoids, tiny, simplified versions of organs. They have produced miniature versions of hearts that contract or beat, kidneys that filter.
Okay. So it's not ready. Of course, they're working on it, but it's not ready. It's like it's a long thing that they have going here, so I'm not going to listen to the whole thing. But they're doing miniature things right now. And, I'm sure with technology, they'll be able to one day do it. But I think that's a little ways away. And see, what you said too was artificial hearts. It won't be artificial if they can really take tissue from a person like they did with the ear thing and build it. I don't think you could call it artificial. It should be real if you're using real tissue and stuff like that to put it together. But I think that they have to make it bigger. It has to be testable, and it has to stay with that person, which is, to me, when they were building the ear that they put in under the forearm, it was a good thing because the tissues that they used came from that person. So that would make a difference too. So I hope that answers it for you. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to pull an angel card for us, and then that's it. It's getting kind of late. And I've been on here a while. Let's pull an angel card. Oh, it's okay. No problems. I'm like that. I have lots of questions too. So it's no big deal. But you're welcome. Yeah, me too, because, I understand that they should be working on things like that because that's just progress for human nature. And, people die because they can't get those organs, and then even if they get it, are they going to be able to keep it, because sometimes it doesn't work with that person. But if they can do it where it's a part of that person already, I think that's a good thing. So yeah. All right, Spirit, what is it you want us to know? Oh, it says victory, number 828. It says, be content with what you've done. Recall the sacrifices you made, the work you did, and the truths you uncovered. Your angels applaud you and send celebratory energy. Show them you receive it by thanking them out loud right now. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Spirit. Perhaps even dance and or sing along to your favorite happy song. Feel the divine flow through you. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. And you're saying, yeah, because what they do with current electrical hearts, they are quite bulky, and you have to have a lot of things attached to you to make it work. Thank you. Yes. Love and peace, age of the Aquarius. Live long and prosper. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.